This is our first official recording of Pirate Wednesdays. I am Elisha Watrous.
I'm Alex Watrous.
I'm Esther Watrous.
And I'm Gigi Watrous.
And we are Pirate Wednesdays. So I figured the first thing that we could talk about today is our tagline. Because Pirate Wednesdays is a great name. I think we can all agree that we came up with an awesome name that has some good significance to it, but we need a tagline. Because Pirate Wednesdays isn't enough. And so, any ideas on what we can use as a tagline?
Well, earlier this afternoon, me and Elisha were talking about how the significance of Wednesday during the week being like the midday, like the hump day of the week. So, I mean, it could be something like getting you through the week, or like Happy Hump Day, or something like that, like as a tagline.
Welcome to Pirate Wednesdays. Happy Hump Day.
I don't like that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, because, back in high school, they used to say Happy Hump Day, and I would say, nope, Pirate Wednesday. And they would say, nope, Happy Hump Day. And it was kind of like a fight.
Yeah.
So I don't agree with humps.
Yeah, Hump Day has always gotten in the way of Pirate Wednesday all the time.
All the time.
But the way I see it is it's kind of a very Romeo and Juliet situation where we're trying to marry the two families together, and it unites them. Unless it is like a Romeo and Juliet situation where we die and then that unites everybody else, which in that case, I don't really like the Romeo and Juliet thing. Maybe I'm against that now. Maybe you guys are right.
Yeah.
Alex, what do you think?
Wait. What does that have to do with Romeo and Juliet?
You missed the whole thing. It's all right. It's all right. When you're editing this, you can get the joke.
All right. So Happy Pirate Wednesday. Ahoy, mateys. Nope, I don't like that either.
No, it doesn't flow. On paper, I feel like that would be natural, and then when you say it, it sounds dumb. It
Shiver
sounds
me
really
timbers.
Dumb.
You mean the Happy Pirate Wednesday?
Well, Gigi, what's the line from that song you sing?
What?
About pirates, some line from the song you sing?
Nothing good.
Do you have the words written down in this tiny little notepad?
Yeah.
This notepad is an inch long in diameter and an inch in...
Diameter, Esther's.
I mean, in...
That's Gigi, your diary is very peculiar.
I think that's where she writes her like emo poems and sad songs.
But I don't know. I'm feeling the rusty razor thing. Happy Pirate Wednesdays. Shave your belly with a rusty razor. It feels like an outro though. Like it's something that you say at the end. Like, and don't forget to shave your belly with a rusty razor.
You mean kind of like the whole like Amanda Show thing where she'd be like, I'm going to go shave my back hair with a lobster, and she just walks off stage?
Yeah, exactly like that. But she changes it up every time. I think we need something kind of consistent. So that like two people at home that are listening to this have something reliable to always count on. Even if the rest of the episode's always terrible, at the end they're like, I know this one joke is coming and it's going to be great, and I listened to this whole half an hour show just for this joke. So, alright, well, anyhow, so back from some classic Watrous family technical difficulties. If you've been to any film night before, you know they are frequent in anything that we do. So, without further ado, I guess we've learned that Gigi has learned about how little kids like Frozen and Moana, and those are the only songs they know. And we've learned that Alex learned that slightly older little kids don't like Frozen, unless it's because they're hipster kids and he works at a hipster camp. He's not really sure. Now, Esther, is there any Frozen or Moana related new information that you have learned in the past week that you would like to share with us?
Yeah, actually, thanks for asking me. I have learned that, well, I just went to an ice cream place. It was vegan. for my brother,
Yep.
Elisha, which is
Yeah,
you.
that's me. Yep, that's me.
Yep, and I
That's
learned
me.
that you can make whipped cream out of coconuts.
You didn't know that?
Nope.
Really?
Nope,
Huh.
I actually have never seen a like dairy-free whipped cream before.
Really? They sell it in the store in like the normal dairy gluten-free aisle. They'll have kind of like a Cool Whip container typically.
Wait, say that again.
Cool Whip.
Whipped cream.
Cool Whip. Yeah. So
There is an L in
they'll
there. You can
typic-
pronounce the L if you want.
Okay, yeah, but this lady, she had like one of those squirting bottle things. So it goes like that.
Yeah, it was pressurized.
How did she
Yeah,
pressurize
it was really cool.
It looked, I don't know, it was cool.
That was Frozen Moana related. Because
It's
of...
not Moana. It's not Mulana.
I said
It's
Moana.
Moana.
Well, I guess that
Because Moana with the coconuts, and then Frozen...
topping. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it works. Now, see, I've now backed myself into a corner because I can't think of anything that I have learned or done new in this past week that is somehow related to Moana or Frozen. Not that I can think of. I've done new things, I just not related to either of those.
Well, that sucks.
Could you put a twist on them to make them related? Just...
How about you just tell us something you learned this week?
Well, let's see. While one of the downsides of a podcast is that you cannot visually see my baby face, I did attempt straight razor shaving for the very first time this week, which was something I meant to do for a while now. And as Juji so kindly pointed out, that it is ironic that me, in attempting to do something so stereotypically manly, has made me look more like a child than I did before I attempted it, because I have a little baby face.
But then again, Juji has no right to say that because she looks like a child. You know, we all look like children, which is interesting.
We do. We all have a very youthful glow about us, don't we?
Oh, I know something that I learned this week. Oh, actually, two things.
Two things.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
I can hear you. I'm just kind of surprised that you have two things.
Oh, okay. So, well, I don't know if this is really like a real one, but for some reason, for a moment when someone asked me what the capital of New York State was, I thought it was New York. I don't know why.
No, you did not.
But
you
it
did not.
I figured, well, like, shouldn't it be? Because, like, New York is, like the most happening place on the East Coast next to Boston. But I was like, no, it's Albany. And I remembered, like, thinking that didn't sound quite right when I said it. But it was already too late. And then someone, like, was, like, ready to prove me wrong immediately this week when I said that. So that was one thing I learned, I guess, because I won't forget that now that I've been proven wrong at least once.
Yeah, embarrassment is a good reminder.
Also, another thing that I learned this week, which I learned Friday, when we were going to premiere the films from the camp, we did it at the Jane Pickens Theater in Newport. And there's a guy who's been working there since, like, 2001 or 2.
Yeah.
And he showed us around in the projection room, like, because he's the projectionist there. And he told me, like, because we were walking around up there, and the door to the projection room is, like, it's like a metal door, a metal hinged door that's, like you basically, to get into the projection room, you walk into, like, a metal box. It looks a lot like what you'd see on, like one of those, like, just, like, those, like, military ships, basically.
Huh.
And then I asked him, I was like, so, like, what's up with that? Like, why is it, like, this big metal box? And what he told me
Yeah.
was like way back like originally when it like they first started being a theater. Well, actually, it's just a theater thing. So way back when they used to use old projectors, there was like a high risk of the generators that ran them, like ran the bulbs, for them to just explode and then like ignite the film. And if you know anything about like film, like
Yeah, it's highly flammable.
it's like it's ridiculously flammable. So it would just like the whole you could just combust like and just light up the entire building. So what they would do is they would build the room out of like reinforced steel. So if you like this steel box apparently like basically, and so if anything were to go wrong, all the people inside the building would be safe, but the projectionist,
Yeah, would be dead. He'd be very, very dead.
he would be like basically like cooking in an oven essentially because of how hot it would get in there. So that's something I learned this week.
That sounds like a lovely job.
Something that I learned. So I learned that shellfish is not a specific kind of fish that I've never seen in my entire life. It is fish with like an exoskeleton or something like that. So like lobster, crab, shrimp, stuff like that. But for my entire life, I thought, what is shellfish? Like, I've never seen this kind of fish. Like, why are people allergic to this kind of fish? I've never seen it. But now I understand, so. Yep, that's what I learned.
Yeah, I think we learned some pretty solid things this week.
Is it
So
true?
this
Is it really
next-
true that people can just be like allergic to those types of organisms, like ocean life, but not regular
Yeah.
fish?
Oh yeah. And it's like a real allergy too. It's not like mine where like I just poop a lot. It's
Thanks for the
where
information.
TMI.
We're cutting that out.
well, I mean we all poop, poop 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 poop. poop. See, you're gonna have to edit all of those poops out. Poop.
This episode is brought
Anyhow.
to you by Everybody Poops, the book.
So the next segment I want to try out is a segment that I like to call Blank Explains Blank. And this week on Blank Explains Blank, we have Alex, who will be explaining to us how Snapchat works and why people like it.
Well, I probably could BS my way through why people like it, but I don't know about how it works because I've never actually used it before.
I know, that's why I chose you for this particular topic.
Am I the only one getting tortured with this one this week? Or
This week, yeah, it's a once a week sort of thing with a different person, a different topic. Typically one that you know nothing about.
all right,
I tried
well,
doing a random wiki, and it just kept on giving me like foreign diplomats' names, and I don't know. I just felt it would go in a really bad direction real quick, and we'd have an international issue, and we have enough issues with that at the moment with our current leaders. So, yes, without further ado, Alex will explain to us Snapchat.
as I am making a fool of myself, Esther, Juji, as experts, you can prompt me on questions or questioning, I guess, what I'm gonna say, I guess. Okay. All right. Because I don't know anything.
Juji won't open my snaps. Can I just say that? She won't open them.
I deleted the app. That's why.
Wait, no. You're gonna because I don't even know. I shouldn't know at least. Like, okay. I'm gonna pretend like I know what I'm talking about when I say this, so I'm probably just gonna make a fool of myself. Snapchat is a social media app on your phone where you basically can just take photos of yourself or anything that you're doing and upload it to this thing and choose who you want to see it, and then you can like their post or something like that. And I know you can like see when people see your stuff, so that way it always ends up becoming this thing like, oh, you saw my post but you didn't say anything about it. Or like, oh, you watched my post like 600 times. Like, what's up with that? Can you follow celebrities on it? I don't know. I don't even know how that
Yeah,
works. I
yeah,
know
you
that's with
can,
Twitter,
actually.
But, yeah, and I think Well, no, because you said Instagram, right? What are we talking about?
We're talking about Snapchat.
Snapchat. Okay, well, Instagram is sort of stealing the Snapchat thing. No, I don't know. Maybe not.
Yeah, it's true.
That's actually true.
Yeah, no, they're stealing they stole already, like stories. So you can post like a clip or like kind of like Snapchat or whatever, like a short video up on your Instagram feed, and people can click on it and just see like what you're doing, and then it expires after like a day.
Yeah, Facebook is doing the same thing with Messenger. Yeah. Oh, you forgot about the main thing that got Snapchat like to be popular, the whole disappearing part?
That it disappears. Well, it's like this. Let me tell my piece about it then, because it's like really essentially, if you want to look at it in a standpoint from like culture speaking, it's this progression that like media, specifically like video media, has just become so you digest it and then you just like drop it and then you don't like go back to it. Obvious examples are that like how YouTube is changing now too with their web like video content, because like there just isn't as many people going back to see their old favorite clips or their old favorite movies or short films or anything. The content life, the life of like content is just so much shorter now. I think Snapchat definitely reflects that in a way. That like all this like content we throw up is kind of fleeting. Not only that, it must be a lot better for them too, because they don't have to host like all this content up on like a million servers and hard drives and cloud systems and things like that. So it must be cheaper for them as well.
I don't know about that. I've had an Instagram for like 5 years, and I still have like my first post on Instagram, and I have up to like I have over 1,000 photos on my Instagram, and you can scroll through all of them. They're all still there. Which I don't know.
Yeah, but we're talking about Snapchat. Yeah, we're talking about
but
Snapchat.
like, you know how you were saying like how like content, it's like easier to have content that's there quickly and then leaves because you don't have to keep it all. And how we just kind of like as consumers we just want and like want to take things and then just like throw them out.
No one on Instagram goes back to old posts and likes them. Because
that's a social fauxpas. That's when you're creeping on somebody.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but everyone creeps on Instagram. Like there's one person that you creep on.
Oh yeah, no, I creep on people all the time, but like as soon as you like something, then they know that you were creeping on them.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah, no, don't do that.
Does Juji know anything about all this? Or have any opinion?
Yeah, Juji, what's a Snapchat?
Possibly.
Alex. Wait, Juji, go ahead.
What?
I don't know. Go ahead.
With what?
I don't know.
What was the question?
Do you know anything about this type of social media?
I got rid of my Snapchat, but I heard that now they have a map.
Now they
show everyone where everyone is. They show where all your friends are. So if your friends are getting together and you see them on the map together and they didn't invite you, you know.
No, I have a story about this though, because I got rid of my Snapchat, right? And about a week ago, and I downloaded it again because I had some precious pictures on there that of one with a kitten that I forgot to save to my phone. So I downloaded Snapchat again, and as soon as I get on, it shows me this map, and then it says like all these buttons, and so I just click OK, and then all of a sudden I'm on this map, my exact location, my address of our house, and it's like public, so everyone knows where I live now, and I'm like, whoa, okay. I didn't know what I just signed up for.
That's scary. That's definitely like an intrusive.
Yeah, you can turn it off. But
I turned it off. Yeah, I was like, what? But it's kind of cool. I mean, you see like other people. You're like, what? Where is this person? And you can kind of scroll. And it's funny. It has their little Bitmoji icon. I don't know if you've ever like Alex. You probably don't know what this is. But like there's this option on Snapchat. You have to download this like emoji, like Bitmoji, I think is what it's called, and you get to create this avatar of yourself that like shows up in little stickers that you can put on Snapchat. And
oh no, I've seen those before. Is that also like a Facebook thing? too?
It used to be.
It used to be Facebook, yeah.
Yeah. Because I had one a long time ago.
What? Alex, Elisha, you still have a flower crown on your head.
Well, the listeners at home can't hear my flower crown. You don't need to tell them about
We're talking about Snapchat. It makes sense.
It does. It does. I was prepared for this conversation. This was pre-planning on my part, this flower crown.
What I don't understand is why you're all black and white.
Well, it's an artsy flower crown. That's why I'm in black and white.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, you would know that if you knew more about Snapchat, but, well, c'est la vie. So, now that I actually feel pretty well educated on Snapchat, I want to try our next segment. What did I call our next segment? Oh, so this is actually just a question from one of our listeners, but currently we don't have any listeners, so it's just a question from me to me and you guys. So if you could rename one of your siblings, who would it be, and what would their name be? So, as we found out, Juji needs a little extra time when it comes to coming up with these things. So you're gonna go last.
Just thinking in general, I need extra time.
And in general, you're.
All right, I know.
You got one?
I got this.
What are you renaming?
I am renaming you.
Oh, thanks.
And I'm going to give you the name Stuart Little.
Oh, thank you. So why Stuart Little?
Think about it. You look, you act, you're just basically like a Stuart, and then you're little, and there's a character, Stuart Little, so that's pretty much you.
Yeah, a mouse. It's a little mouse.
And you like to drive, and I think that works.
And you know what? If you came back as a mouse, I wouldn't be surprised. But I won't be here to know, so oh well.
I think if Mom gave birth to a mouse, everyone would be surprised. Except for Esther, because she wasn't born yet.
Wait, Stuart Little was adopted, wasn't he?
Yeah, Stuart Little was adopted.
So I think Elisha would be an adopted mouse.
So I'd be an adopted mouse. Yeah, because Stuart Little was adopted. So, I don't know. I fit in this family far too well. We're all a little weird. So, definitely not adopted. What about you, Alex? Who would you rename?
I would probably rename Esther, and it would be like something like you'd give to a cat. Like Sassy or something like that. Probably because whenever I'm online and I see a picture of a cat that has like that look, I'm like, oh my god, that looks like Esther.
Wow, thanks.
Hey, I mean, if you're gonna be any animal, you know.
Honestly, yeah, I want to be a cat.
Say again?
I want to be a cat.
I could see a cat. See, I would rename Juji, but I do that on a daily basis. Like, I don't know if I ever call her the same thing twice in the same day, other than, obviously, in this podcast where there is audio proof that I've called her the same thing more than once in the course of half an hour. But
yeah, I've been renamed about 100 times in my life. I think that's enough.
Yeah. Because you're Rebecca, you're Julie, you're Juji, you're Munchkin, you're Peanut, you're Hey You, you're Hey with the Face, you're...
Esther has a few choice words that she calls me.
You guys, none of you guys have, your real names on my contacts. So whenever I look you up, I have to remember your fake names to, call you.
Oh, okay. So what are our fake names that you gave us?
Actually,
yeah, now I need to know this.
Actually, it's not that exciting because Elisha is the same. I give everybody, little... emoji stickers after their names to represent. I feel like these stickers represent who you are pretty much.
Oh, well, now I need to know what my emoji is. Like, what represents me? Is it a mouse?
So Elisha, I have a robot face and this really angry man red face.
Why is that?
You're an angry robot, I guess.
Alex, I have a little old like film camera thing.
I think that's projector.
Projector is
Wait,
what
is
it
that
is.
Yeah, it could be.
Pretty direct.
Georgie, I have a piece of poop.
She also has me for my name, Pooper Scooper. Is my name on her phone. So that's another one of my.
Mom, I have an old lady face.
Wow.
Yeah.
You are such a sweet, sweet daughter. You just.
And that's it, I think. I don't have one for myself, but if I did, it'd probably be like the Queen and
So what would we rename Alex?
I don't know, Juge. What do you think?
Yeah, what do you think? Because I have Alex labeled as something different on my phone. I have him labeled as Little Kid 2. Because originally with his really, really old like Nokia cell phone knockoff that he had back in the day, he was Little Kid for whatever reason. And then when he got a new cell phone, instead of actually changing it to a new name or just getting rid of the old number, which would make more sense, I just got lazy and changed it to Little Kid 2. And it's been that way ever since. So I guess that counts as changing his name. What about you, Rebecca?
Oh God. So I think I like his first name, but I think I would change his middle names because they're not interesting enough for us to use them. Like Ryan Nathaniel.
I think it flows nice.
It flows nice, but we don't use him ever. I don't think anyone thinks of him as Ryan or Nathaniel ever.
No, but nobody thinks of me as an Earl either, so...
We should change that.
Elisha, I do all the time. I look at you and I say, that's an Earl.
Well, I think Richmond Elisha
No
Earl
offense
watched
to all the
the
Earls out
third
there.
or something.
But it's just not like a nice sounding name.
Again, sorry to Nathans and Ryans and Earls. I know we have 2 listeners and that's 3 names, but sorry to you guys anyhow. Apparently your names are terrible. So what are your replacement names for Alex?
His replacement middle names.
See, I think he could pull off a Sam. I know we already have a Sam in the family, and that might be confusing. And then Esther has a girlfriend, Sam, and so that makes it more confusing. But I really think he could pull off the name Sam, especially as a middle name.
I think names like Alex and Sam, like in one set, don't really go together very well. They're too like definitive, sounding. They don't like have like a flow,
Well, that's why you have 2 middle names. So it could be like Alexander, James, Sam, Watrous.
Oh, okay. Well, you see, if you did that, then it would sound all right.
Yeah. Yeah, see? You can work it.
I think since it's so hidden and we don't talk about the middle names, you might as well have crazier middle names.
Okay, so Alexander, Xavier, Bartholomew, Watrous.
Mordecai.
I think you guys are forgetting like the most important part of having like 4+ names is that you can have your names be like an acronym. So you're completely forgetting like how like all right, what can we spell with my names if we change them to something else?
Kind
of tough because it has to end with a W.
And ends with W.
So Alexander, Wally, Wentworth, Watrous. So you just be like
Aww.
Aww. Or like, aww, depending on how you want to say it.
Hey guys, here's something funny though, because at work, our initials are like on our screen for my cash register, and so we always know who is signed into the cash register by the initials. But mine are EW, so it just says ew. which you have the same problem too, Elisha. So people are like, "Who is ew?" And I say, "That's me. That's me."
I was thinking A and W, just like the and symbol will be your middle name, and it'll just be root beer.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, no, I like that. I like also that he would always have to explain that, like, yep. So my middle name is not even a name. It's actually a symbol. They didn't even bother spelling out and. It's just the symbol for and.
I mean, alternatively, you could have like Andrew as his middle name and abbreviate that as and.
I'm looking at.
That's too much. Just do the and symbol.
I'm looking at Irish names right now because I feel like with that red beard that you've got,
he should just be named Redbeard.
You need a good like Irish middle name.
Good solid Irish middle name.
Wait, but Redbeard is like a pirate name, so he can be Alexander Redbeard Watchers.
That's true.
But that's only one middle name. Or, well, actually, no, it could be two, because it could be Alexander, Red, Beard, Wattress. There you go. You got your four names back.
Well, now I've got a pirate sounding name, so I guess that kind of works.
Yeah. Do you know what? It's come full circle, which ironically enough actually brings us to the end of today's episode. So one thing I want to try to do with these podcasts is because we all are kind of creative people in a lot of different mediums, I want to also take the opportunity at the end of every episode to try to promote something else. So whether it's another podcast or an artist friend of ours or a musician group or friend of ours or somebody that just has a really interesting blog, just any other creators of any interesting content, I want at the end of our episodes to get a chance to promote. So this week, I would actually like to promote another podcast called Improv Town. And it's a podcast done by my friend Clayton Mashad, where he interviews improvisers and improvised groups around fairly locally and gets a chance to talk to them about what they do and how they got into being an improviser. And it's a really fun, goofy, well done podcast. He's been listening to podcasts for years, and I'm glad he's finally gotten a chance to do one of his own. And he has one episode out so far. It's on iTunes, and so definitely go check it out, rate, subscribe. We have a couple different forms of social media where you can get a hold of us and you can send in questions, all two of our listeners, that is. So we are on Twitter as Pirate Wednesday, no S, because it was just one letter too many. And then we are on Facebook as Pirate Wednesdays, and also at Gmail as Pirate Wednesdays at gmail.com. And then what am I missing?
We're on YouTube as well.
Ah, yes.
Should we make some birthday shout-outs?
Should we make some what?
No,
Shout
I
out-
was talking about your friend who we were promoting. It was his birthday the other day. So
Oh, yeah. So I guess we'll promote his birthday as well. Yeah, he's old. Yep. So happy belated birthday to my friend Clayton. Oh, and since we're saying birthdays, we might as well. It also happens to be our mom's birthday. She is 25 for how many times in a row now? I'm not sure. It's a little weird because I'm 26, but we won't go into the math because one of us, as we discussed earlier, isn't particularly great at math. So without further ado, I think we are just about done, and don't forget to shave your bellies with a rusty razor. Till next time.